send a separate vocal track. That would have made your job a little easier, I think.
Yeah, actually, that occurred to me last night as well, but that's fine.
That occurred to me about 35 seconds ago.
Where's this is the button?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar with that Meatloaf song where he says something about he could do anything for love.
Yes.
But he won't do that.
Okay, yeah. The Meatloaf defense.
What is he talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Wear condom.
Jack, thanks again.
No, it's going down on a lady, isn't it?
Oh, that's it. Oral sex. It's oral
wait.
sex.
That's weird.
What a horrible lover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think if you're Meatloaf, you have to do that a lot.
Brilliant work.
Yeah.
Hey, Psychonauts 2.
Yes.
We talked about a little bit in the leadership in the Psychonauts 2 meetings that I'm going to be officially creative director of the project.
Yes.
And I have to explain, we usually don't do this kind of thing, but in the public, I think you're going to hear that I'm running the project. Because I think to the public and the publishers, I don't think the team needs me to keep it on schedule. I have to say that. But, I don't think...
Oh boy.
I mean...
I'll see myself out.
I had this weird moment that on Friday when Zach left. It was Lisette's first day back from vacation. So she just got blindsided, and I walked over to her and I said, "Hey, I just really believe in you. I believe in your work. I know what you can do." And she was like, "Yeah, I believe in you too." And it was just it was so simple, but we were both lifted. It was great. Thinking back to Brutal Legend, I wasn't on Psychonauts 1, but I do remember when I first came in that everybody seemed to collaborate very well because the context of the entire game was so strong. And I've seen that kind of slip around on this a little bit now and then. It seems a little off rails. I think everybody's just really trying to try out ideas.
Particularly around Alpha, we would have these Friday night things where we go out drinking and just talk about what we wanted Double Fine to be like. It's how we wish we could be making the game. And for me, what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk to level designers and effects artists and things and be like, how do we make this power more fun and make sense for your level? Because one of the biggest problems that I had was that some of the powers didn't even feel right in the level, and they were made for the levels, or at least they're supposed to be. So near Alpha, what I'd done was I'd come into work and have little secret meetings. Be like, hey, what do you think would make this better? That was the really bad thing that I did. And then I go do those things. And I got in trouble a lot. And that's crazy, right? I do that now every day because it's my job, turns out.
That shouldn't be Tim.
I want to keep my job. Use that.
Oh, wow. How do I not get fired?
When Anna Kipnis left, there were probably a dozen people who I knew of that were I have to fucking bail. I can't stay here. And that's why it became such a crisis. I mean, I worked at Amnesia Fortnite 3 months after I got here. Got to Double Fine. And I was I made a mistake moving to San Francisco. And for me to not be the only person who's had that experience, it sucks. And Double Fine doesn't have the benefit of paying people as much as other companies do. So everyone that works at Double Fine is working there because they love Double Fine specifically, because anyone there almost can get a job at Zynga down the street and make 3 times as much, but they don't because they want to make Double Fine games. And for those people to either be leaving, like some people have, or be really regretting their decision to work there is pretty tremendous.
Not yet, but
I feel I'm the worst offender, but there's so much catharsis to be had now.
Before, there seemed to be a gatekeeping issue where if the idea didn't come from the project lead, then it wasn't ever going to be implemented. But a lot of people have really good ideas, a lot of people, and from places that you wouldn't expect. You know, it isn't all designed and then we just do stuff to support them. You know, each discipline is equally important in making a game. So now we have support, we have guidance, everybody's ideas are heard, and we can then filter out those ideas down to the ones we all think are best. And there's no way we would have been able to release the game this last summer. No way. And we all knew it. And so that took like, you know, a big morale hit across the company because we knew we were falling behind, but we didn't know how to fix it. So that change in management meant that we all gained more confidence again in the game and the process. It has been nice with him getting more involved since the management change because he knows more. It seems like he sees more of what's happening on the team.
I love you, Tim, but we need to snip it in the
No,
butt.
that is something.
Snip
That's
it in the
something.
butt. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen.
is like sometimes it's a little bit scary, right? Like every once in a while, Tim will be like, "Hey, we want like thing X," and you'll be like, "Really? Do we?" Because it'll be just like 3 times harder than the other suggestion that was in the box, right? So it's like, I don't know. I mean, but at the same time, it's like it's hard to sort of like be too annoyed at that because I think like what Tim contributes for like in terms of and in terms of what this game needs to be is it's just like, yeah, it's whenever you read a script or just like something that comes in, it gives you that stuff has like the clearest picture of what game we're making because it's like it very clearly has those qualities that I want in a Psychonauts game, right? So it's also like if Tim wants that, like I'll try to go out of my way to sort of to support that as best possible. This is not something that I was aware of so much before starting on this project, but just like how the process is of working with Tim about like, because he'll write a script, but like there's just so many unknowns that it's up to the team to figure out, and like settling on something that we all sort of can agree upon and that sort of like really sort of cements that vision is tough. And like we just never really got there for Bobsy. Whenever you see a good idea like die for like, not the best reason, it's always like frustrating.
Favorite quote from episode 3 is, I hate you! Which is yelled during the fight between Anakin and
What about
Ewan McGregor.
I like the weird noise that Darth Maul makes when he gets chopped in half. It's
good.
They're like, that's my favorite line in all Star Wars.
And then he becomes a Spider-Man.
He does.
From my perspective, the Jedi are evil.
And you truly are lost!
Do we have any idea when we're getting the rest of the script? Ballpark, anything?
I didn't hear any of the words you said. They didn't make sense.
When are we getting the rest?
I'm making a joke.
Right, let's just, moving on, moving on.
Yes.
Dialogue in here.
Yeah, so this should all have dialogue now.
Maybe it meant that he's just confused by where he is.
It's confusing.
Oh yeah, it's the dialogue's fault.
Uh-huh.
Who wrote this?
And whoever wrote it, too.
Animators.
Cole, you got it. Let's see how that string around it. It's gonna be like that.
Yeah, I don't know how you actually show the string deploying.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
They just deploy it out of their butt.
You just like they poop it like spiders. It's fine. Oh, that's right. Zara did make little anuses on all the teeth.
Yeah,
that's,
they have a little X.
Let's call them spinnerets from now on.
Audiobooks are hard to hear on the train.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they
I
are.
have an audiobook, but it's just kind of depressing. It's about the state of the world.
Get a different one.
I'm thinking it from the reference point of people that have come from P1 and are playing Psychonauts 2 and like what their expectations are. And if I give them the controller and they like, execute a power and it doesn't feel not just the way that they expected, but worse than they expected, like we've seriously failed. Psychonauts 1 made like a big impression on me, and I have a lot of like love for that game.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like just in general, like the way that we've approached our process up to now has not been particularly reverent, right? Like we're not attacking the problem from the point of view of like this game has like seriously stood the test of time and people really love it. Is everything like it represents Tim really well and like just the values that he puts into a game. And I really wish we just like used it as a starting point way more than we did. And like said, okay, let's make our version of P1 and then let's iterate on it and make it much better. Because I think we would have gotten much further if that were the case.
I'm employee of the year.
We've all only heard this intro like 18,000 times.
Person you work for.
So if you go forward, so the way this is going to be now is the door that was there before won't be there, but this one will.
Okay.
And you right now, I just checked it in so the portal's high, so there's enough collision that you can go through, but we're making a hole in the floor and it will be lined up.
Oh, the door's going to be on the floor. Okay.
That was the request from Aaron, because otherwise you can see shadow raz behind the door, and this was
Causes
like
problems.
this is going to cause the fewest number of
Is
problems.
that a problem with all our portals? There's a dark
you
Zelda
should-
on the other side?
You don't want to go behind
True.
the door.
Dark Link?
Yeah.
I feel like since Portals became a thing in games that you would see fairly often.
Portal obviously popularized the usage of them and made them a more common thing in games. So, with a game like Psychonauts, we wanted to be able to construct areas in space that were very surreal and, things that would confuse players, but in the good kind of way, like when you're watching Inception and you're like, whoa, how the heck is any of this stuff happening? We wanted to have that sort of feeling. And so being able to have non-continuous space is a really cool way of doing that. But I can have a door in here that you walk through, and it can be humongous on the inside. And that entire transition is pretty much seamless. The player doesn't necessarily know how that's happening. I want to have a situation where people are just amazed by like what's happening around them. And I want to be able to create experiences that most games don't get to create. So when rendering a portal, the way that we achieve that is basically, instead of having just the one camera that the player would normally see through to render the scene, we create a second camera that renders from another perspective. And then we take the result of what that camera sees and we can composite it over the normal image that the player would see in the location that the portal exists in, and it looks like you're looking through a portal. So I've got a simple example of that here. We have two portals that are linked to each other. So when you look through this portal, you're sort of seeing out that one. And so if you look here, you can see there are all these little pillars, which are actually behind the camera in this case. And if I move the camera to the side, you'll see they're not actually behind that portal. But when you look through it, it looks like they are. And so you can see as I move the main camera around, the portal camera moves with it. So it moves one-to-one with the normal player camera. And specifically for us, I think what's been most difficult about getting portals to work well in Unreal is that Unreal has a lot of very fancy rendering features. A lot of things that come out of the box and make games look really nice. But all that complexity, there's a lot of complex logic that assumes things like space is a continuous thing, and that you're not going to chop up your screen into multiple kind of pieces that you're going to render separately. And so it's been a lot of going through code and making lots of little modifications here and there to make all that stuff possible.
As long as the head doesn't need to talk.
You're right, the head should talk. That's a great idea. That is a great idea.
My bad.
And the eyes should follow you wherever you go in the room.
You start running.
Excite bike.
You have to use all the shoulder buttons to co-op Raz.
Yeah, we talked about that. And we need to pull the camera out.
Sparks.
I mean, I'm trying to hold my tongue, but there's a lot of stuff in these playthroughs I'm noticing where there's a lot of discussion over like how a door opens, or it's just like or the lighting isn't perfect. It's dark. Like it doesn't matter.
Would you say people aren't able to see the forest for the trees?
I would. There's a lot of that going on, and so we need to direct. Like we have 30 minutes. What is on fire that we need to talk about today?
Yeah, I mean, going forward, I would like boss fights to be more integrated in the levels process, because I think that one group thinks the interns are in the level, one thinks they're not in the level is a big problem, but I think it's fixable.
We expected the interns to be there. We're kind of waiting on you to write it. Yeah, I don't know where they're not being there came in, because our core team had always assumed that they were in there.
You said that you didn't like it because the level wasn't about Hollis anymore.
Get this on the tape. This is good.
I remember. Okay, I'll leave now.
I'm so glad we got finger pointing on tape. Okay, so scary when Chi-Chi.
The finger wag at you. I'm the lucky person. Hey, yes.
Would it be helpful if the three of us kind of sat down as we do this, or do you want to do a like?
There was, okay, back during the Zach days, people I feel had strong feelings about how things were going, and they weren't able to express it. And it's just been bubbling and boiling since then. It's been under heat. So now it's spilling over, I guess.
Yep, it's been very frustrating for me.
So you go right from the X-rays into this locker room.
Yeah, you go from the X-rays to the Burly combat space, and then
And that's a locker room.
It can be.
Well, what is it? I'm not saying. I don't want to interject that thought. I just,
Hospital room with a bunch of light boxes in it.
Is there anything?
That's the end of Hollis.
Yay!
Is there anyone got stuff that's on the board?
So cold, so cold, oh so cold.
Yeah.
Eat. Apples and bananas.
Cool.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you.
that task is done. It was in progress for a while, but now it's finished. Yep.
Yeah, and if there's anything else you guys need documented or anything like that, just let Tucker know. There's no such thing as having too much information. Wait, is that true? Yeah, that's true.
What? How do you throw a party in space?
Throw a party in space?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna figure this out.
You
Wait,
plan it.
What?
You plan it.
Huh? Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
He was outstanding in his field.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's a safe space. We're outside here.
Besides the cameras.
Besides the cameras, I'm not.
Accountability.
We're not here.
That
Don't
comes
worry
later.
about it.
Later.
They do wonderful editing, so.
They really do.
Who's next? Is that it?
I think that's it, right?
Oh, you made her spit her
Careful.
coffee out.
Careful.
Well done.
Is that gonna get done today?
Probably. I would wager yes.
Do we think it's possible to like?
Yes.
That's the sound of the...
Can we? Do you guys all want to? It's a long, fleshy tube. It's fine. It's gonna be great, especially when we cut it like that.
That's fake.
Right.
It scared me when I was a kid. I was kind of like, what? Look
Yeah,
at that swarm.
I had never encountered termites, so my assumption was
And
just
neither
that,
had
like,
the artist who drew these either. 'Cause this is
Yeah,
not-
yeah.
Anyway, just do that, you guys.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. What an ugly, horrible life he has. No, he's got one that's gonna conduct heat and it's gonna burn his hands. And not racist at all, you guys.
Yeah.
We did it.
I mean, can I touch this?
Sure, yeah. Don't worry about scaling it up. I get what you're saying.
I was feeling I really
and
sold it for it to be.
Just like this huge belly button.
No, it's good.
Lauren is running late. Tristan is out sick. Zara is out sick. Tazio is out sick. Anna is out sick. Brian is running late. Levi is out sick. Amy is out sick.
That's actually less than I thought.
Don't need nothing but a good time.
You should sing that at karaoke.
I should if we have it. If I've had a couple cocktails, then we look the fuck out. Yep.
Thanks, Andy.
No problem.
JK about you being a nerd. You're actually super cool.
And then migrate audio to the new level is something that's still ongoing. And I had a dream actually that I did all this and it's not done now. Sucks.
Oh man, congratulations, you played yourself.
So, these...
Like, you're not supposed to look at the camera?
Yeah, there are.
Let's put it in the calendar just to make sure it doesn't get scheduled over, because it'll be easier to maintain if it's blocked
Do you
out.
think you need a full hour or?
Let's, if we can get the hour, I'll take it, and then if we want to cut it short.
Is this the whole? They had more people than this. No.
Are you disappointed?
Just don't look like
Tim.
enough. It's not enough.
Oh, weird. Does it not look like enough?
Not enough.
Maybe we need to hire more people. That's crazy.
That's weird. Yeah. You know, one of these areas is just like a platform like this. Can we make you walk across a giant wet eyeball?
Sure.
And that it blinks once in a while. And you have to jump over the blinking lids.
What will happen next? I don't know. This is a crazy project. It's a fun project, but it's also crazy.
I will find them, I will go to their house, and I will sneeze on them. Okay.
Something they don't love to do. I don't care.
All recording this meeting, Andy.
What? I've already said so many things.
Me too.
I've already
I
said-
edited myself.
The amount of trust that I have given Mr. Paul Evering over the course of these last several years is just incredible. Incredible trust. I continue on a daily basis.
For a minute there, Matt, I thought you had like a strand of really long hair. Yeah, just.
And then on Saturday, it's very important that everybody remembers that it's the Eurovision Song Contest.
I do have big hopes for England winning. Do you get to be in Eurovision anymore? UK?
I don't know. That's a sore
Brexit?
point.
England's never going to win. England's never going to win.
Have they ever won?
England's not good at winning stuff.
This is a good segue with England not winning much, because I'm going to do some reminders of what.
To that topic. Let's
what
not forget
holidays?
that important topic.
No, I have to do
God damn
segues
it.
when I can. So, so we have some holidays coming up. Independence Day we will celebrate it on Monday, July 5th this year.
That's a good segue. Speaking of things that England lost, America. Share screen.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we
Here's JB
Close all your
delivery.
porn windows.
My porn. So many hot butts. Hot butts coming your way.
It's a really old-fashioned porn site. Hot butts. Coming your way. Wait, you got.
Hot butts
Yeah.
coming on down the line. Hot butts, tell me, do you want me? Hot butts, tell me, do you need me?
Got a big hit on your hands.
Are we recording right now?
Yeah, I hope we're recording that.
Hot butts.
Funny thing on earth.
Hot butts coming on down the line. What is it? That looks kind of hot.
Yeah, you're doing all your own engineering over there.
Hot butts. Weirdly, when I sing, it's way louder than when I talk. I guess that's not so weird. But when I sing in that old-timey voice, it's like a megaphone.
Well, it was designed in old-timey's. They had to project their voice from the stage, you know.
That's
so they
right.
developed the old-timey singing style to reach the audience in vaudeville.
You know, when people are lost out in the wilderness, they often will like yell, "Help!" But what they should yell is, "Hot butts, tell me, do you need me? Come help me! I am lost in wilderness." Once we get these light ticklers hooked up, the stage show is going to be incredible. That one was for shits and giggles. That's what we like to call it in the industry.
It's a union thing. Look at this, in honor of you.
Bacteria on this.
That. I've been collecting some older games.
This whole career started with that.
I know, it's exciting.
1982.
Yep.
I remember, we always remember your first job. I remember that audition. And they're like, "Thank you, Jack. Wonderful performance. You're one to watch." And I walked out of there on a cloud. I was like, I don't even care if I get the job. I just did so good.
Thank you, Jack.
Pleasure.
Oh my
We
goodness.
are so lucky. We are so lucky to have you.
Dude, pleasure. Can you believe it? They said it couldn't be done. What? Zoom over the thing? It'll never work.
But I think it's pretty good. I'm just in that time before shipping where I'm kind of like, what if we give it out and everyone's like, what were they doing the last 5 years? And we'll say, we're not quite sure.
Watch the documentary.